今日もお付き合いいただきありがとうございます。今日の主なニュースを英語でお送りします。
Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi stated that Japan's constitution should be updated periodically to match the demands of the times. In a video message to a pro-amendment rally in Tokyo, she reiterated her desire for constitutional revision. She emphasized that the Constitution, as the nation's foundation, needs to be updated to reflect modern needs and requirements.
On Constitution Day, 79 years after its enforcement, pro-Constitution and pro-amendment groups held separate rallies. A pro-Constitution gathering in Tokyo drew 50,000 people protesting against constitutional revision. Meanwhile, a pro-amendment forum with over 10,000 participants online and in person featured speakers arguing that revising the Constitution is essential for Japan's future amidst challenging international circumstances.
In Fukushima Prefecture, a jet ski carrying 3 men overturned on Lake Inawashiro. 2 of the men were found unconscious and have been transported to a hospital for urgent medical attention. Police are currently investigating the detailed circumstances of the accident to determine what exactly happened on the lake.
Iran has presented a new 14-point proposal to the United States. This plan aims to resolve the conflict in the Strait of Hormuz and end fighting. However, President Trump stated he does not believe the proposal is acceptable. He also confirmed that military options are not being ruled out by the U.S.
6 months remain until the U.S. midterm elections. The key focus is whether the ruling Republican Party can maintain its majority. Voters will judge the Trump administration amid military operations in Iran, which have lasted over 2 months, and soaring gasoline prices. These issues are expected to significantly impact the election results.
The Japan Meteorological Agency announced that the奄美region of Kagoshima Prefecture has entered its rainy season. This marks the first rainy season declaration in Japan this year, arriving 9 days earlier than the average. The region is expected to experience frequent rain and cloudy days for about a week due to a weather front.
Measles cases in Japan have surged, reaching 4 times the number reported during the same period last year. Concerns are growing about further spread during the Golden Week holidays, given increased travel. The infection rate is 10 times that of influenza, and a decline in vaccination rates has led to some vaccine delivery delays.
In Asahikawa City, Hokkaido, multiple human-like bones have been discovered in an incinerator at旭山 Zoo. This finding comes after a 33-year-old zoo employee was arrested on suspicion of incinerating his wife's body within the zoo premises. Police are currently investigating the findings as part of their inquiry into the incident.
The conversion of expressway lanes to ETC-only systems is accelerating across various regions of Japan. This initiative aims to streamline traffic flow and enhance efficiency on the nation's highways. More locations are implementing these dedicated electronic toll collection lanes to improve travel convenience and reduce congestion for drivers.
Ukrainian soldiers are on the front line intercepting Iran-designed Shahed attack drones used by Russia. These low-cost, long-range drones pose a significant threat, with thousands launched monthly, while many are intercepted. Over 1,000 out of 6,500 launched last month caused substantial damage. However, interception rates are improving, reaching 90% this month, up from 85% in February.
次は社会のニュースです。
In Fukushima Prefecture, a personal watercraft carrying 3 men overturned in Lake Inawashiro. 2 of the men were found unconscious and were transported to a hospital. Police are currently investigating the precise circumstances surrounding the incident.
East to West Japan is bracing for heavy rainfall until May 4th. Authorities are issuing warnings for potential landslides and widespread flooding across these regions. Residents are advised to take precautions and stay vigilant as the severe weather system approaches.
In Hokkaido's Asahiyama Zoo, a 33-year-old employee was arrested on suspicion of incinerating his wife's body. Investigators have found multiple bone fragments, believed to be human, inside the zoo's incinerator. Police are continuing their investigation into the incident.
May 3rd marked 39 years since the 1987 attack on the Asahi Shimbun Hanshin Bureau in Hyogo Prefecture. A gunman killed and injured 2 reporters, relatives, and local community members gathered at the bureau to pay their respects and mourn the journalists who lost their lives in the incident.
The Akishino imperial family attended a Paraguayan harp concert in Tokyo, commemorating 90 years of Japanese immigration to Paraguay. Prince Akishino, Princess Kiko, Princess Kako, and Prince Hisahito enjoyed the performance. The family has strong ties to Paraguay, and the prince and princess plan to visit the country later this year.
Jiro Hamazumi, Secretary General of Hidankyo, returned to Japan after attending the NPT Review Conference in New York. He delivered a powerful speech appealing for a world free of nuclear weapons and war. Hamazumi expressed hope that his testimony and advocacy would contribute to global peace.
Kyoto's Shimogamo Shrine hosted the Yabusame ritual on May 3rd, signaling the start of the Awai Festival. Archers on galloping horses, in traditional attire, bravely shot arrows at targets. This event, one of Kyoto's 3 major festivals, prays for safety. The main procession will take place on May 15th.
On Constitution Day, May 3rd, groups with differing views held separate rallies. Supporters of constitutional amendment gathered to advocate for changes, while other groups assembled to defend and protect the current constitution. Both sides expressed their positions on the nation's foundational law.
Japan's Prime Minister delivered a video message to a rally advocating constitutional reform on May 3rd. The Prime Minister stated that the Constitution, as the nation's foundation, should be regularly updated to meet contemporary demands. This message reiterated the Prime Minister's strong desire for constitutional amendment.
A 45-year-old woman in Tokyo's Toshima ward has been arrested for allegedly killing her 8-year-old daughter. Police suspect she strangled her daughter at their home around March 28th. The woman who attempted suicide told investigators she was tired of raising children and found life difficult.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
On Constitution Memorial Day, May 3rd, people gathered for different causes. Some groups held rallies calling for changes to the Constitution. At the same time, other groups organized assemblies to protect the current Constitution. These events highlighted the ongoing public discussion about Japan's Constitution.
On Constitution Memorial Day, marking 79 years since its enforcement, an NHK poll revealed public opinion on constitutional revision. 38% of respondents believe the current constitution needs to be amended. In contrast, 20% think there is no need for revision. The survey reflects the ongoing national debate.
Prime Minister Takaichi has departed for Australia after completing her visit to Vietnam. Tomorrow, May 4th, she will hold a summit meeting with Australian Prime Minister Albanese. They are expected to issue a joint statement focusing on the smooth flow of energy resources, including liquefied natural gas, between the 2 nations.
During her visit to Vietnam, Prime Minister Takaichi met with the country's top leader, Communist Party Secretary General To Lam. They agreed to cooperate on strengthening the supply chain for critical minerals, including rare earths, which are produced in Vietnam. This collaboration aims to enhance resilience in the supply of these important resources.
Foreign Minister Motegi, currently visiting Africa, held a phone call with Iranian Foreign Minister Araghchi regarding the situation in Iran. Motegi urged Iran to be flexible about restarting face-to-face talks with the United States. He also pressed for the swift passage of remaining vessels through the Strait of Hormuz from the Persian Gulf.
The Iran conflict is impacting fast fashion. Rising fossil fuel prices have hit polyester suppliers and garment manufacturers in India and Bangladesh. This could increase costs for retailers like Zara and H&M. The cost of petroleum-derived raw materials for polyester has risen about 30% due to disrupted Middle East supplies.
The dollar-yen exchange rate saw its largest weekly drop since February in late New York trading. This follows suspected currency intervention by the Japanese government and central bank. Finance Minister Mimura stated that speculative movements continue. Analysts believe authorities might intervene again during Japan's upcoming holiday week if the yen weakens sharply.
Spirit Airlines, a major U.S. low-cost carrier, announced on May 2nd that it has immediately halted all flights after filing for bankruptcy. The airline cited rising fuel prices due to tensions in the Middle East, which severely impacted its operations. Negotiations with the government for emergency funding also failed. President Trump had expressed a desire to save jobs.
Japan will receive Russian crude oil for the first time since the Strait of Hormuz effectively closed. A tanker carrying crude from the Sakhalin-2 project in Russia's Far East is set to arrive in Japan. This procurement is exempt from Western economic sanctions related to the Ukraine invasion, diversifying Japan's oil sources.
Following the UAE's departure, the 7 remaining OPEC+ volunteer nations agreed to increase oil production by 188,000 barrels per day in June. This decision, made during their first meeting, highlighted their continued unity. However, with the Strait of Hormuz effectively blocked, some members face production cuts, suggesting the planned increase may be largely symbolic.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Naoya Inoue defended his unified world super bantamweight title on May 2nd at Tokyo Dome. He defeated challenger Jun Nakatani by a unanimous 3-0 decision. This fight between two undefeated Japanese boxers was dubbed the fight of the century. Inoue dominated with his speed. His brother Takuma Inoue also successfully defended his WBC bantamweight title earlier that evening.
Boxer Jun Nakatani suffered a left orbital floor fracture. This was confirmed on May 3rd after a re-examination at a hospital. The injury occurred during his intense fight of the century against unified champion Naoya Inoue at Tokyo Dome on May 2nd. Nakatani and Inoue reportedly exchanged messages of gratitude on social media following the match.
Croix du Nord, the top favorite, won the 173rd Tenno Show Spring at Kyoto Racecourse on May 3rd. The horse finished just a nose ahead of Weltenberg, an estimated 2-centimeter difference, after a long photo finish. Jockey Yuichi Kitamura secured his first victory in this race, marking a father-son triumph.
19-year-old Akira Ochiai, a second-year university student, broke his own Japanese record in the men's 800-meter race. Competing in a tournament in Shizuoka Prefecture, Ochiai won with a time of 1 minute, 43.90 seconds. He improved his previous record by 0.90 seconds, showcasing his remarkable progress in middle-distance running.
Yoshiki Takei, former WBO World Bantamweight champion, fought his comeback match with a leg injury. his manager Hideyuki Ohashi revealed on May 3rd that Takei strained a muscle during warm-ups just before the fight. Despite the injury, Takei managed to secure a victory by decision, a testament to his resilience in the ring.
Seibu Lions pitcher Kaima Taira made an emergency exit from the game against Lotte on May 3rd after just one inning. Taira struggled with control in the first inning, issuing 2 walks and allowing 2 timely hits. His fastball velocity was notably lower than usual. The reason for his early departure is currently unknown.
Giants pitcher Yamazaki made a brief return to play on May 3rd in a minor league game against Hiroshima. However, he exited the game after throwing only 2 pitches, citing discomfort in his right shoulder. Yamazaki had been recovering from a right shoulder condition. His comeback was cut short, raising concerns about his recovery.
INAC Kobe Leonessa has won their 2nd championship in the Women's Soccer WE League. This victory marks their first title in 4 seasons. The team secured the championship on May 3rd, maintaining a 6-point lead over second-place Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Urawa Reds, demonstrating their strong performance throughout the season.
Japan's wheelchair rugby team won an international tournament held in Chiba City. In the final, Japan defeated their rivals, the United States. This victory is a significant step for the team as they aim for their 2nd consecutive Paralympic gold medal at the upcoming Los Angeles Paralympics, showcasing their strong form.
Chunichi Dragons veteran pitcher Yudai Ono achieved his 100th career victory on May 2nd. The 37-year-old left-hander stopped the team's 3-game losing streak by pitching at Mazda Stadium, a venue where he hadn't won since 2014. Ono's milestone win makes him the 143rd professional player to reach 100 career victories.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
Iran has presented a new 14-point proposal to end the war. President Trump stated he would consider it, but doesn't think it can be accepted. This shows a lack of progress in resolving the situation. The proposal focuses on achieving peace, but the U.S. president's response suggests ongoing difficulties in reaching an agreement.
A U.S. newspaper reported Iran is considering using dolphins equipped with mines to attack U.S. warships. This move is reportedly to counter a U.S. naval blockade. An Iranian official was cited, but the feasibility of this plan remains unknown. This development highlights the escalating tensions in the region.
President Trump announced a significant reduction of U.S. troops stationed in Germany. He stated the number would far exceed the initial 5,000 personnel the Department of Defense planned to withdraw over the next year. This move indicates a substantial change in U.S. military presence in Europe, impacting alliances.
Russian President Putin's approval rating is declining. Communication restrictions on apps like Telegram and WhatsApp are a primary reason, disrupting family messages and causing public dissatisfaction. Active drone attacks from Ukraine are also believed to be influencing public sentiment, contributing to the ongoing drop in public support.
Myanmar's independent media reported that Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi informally met with detained democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi during his late April visit. The pro-military government had moved Suu Kyi from prison to a designated residence, where the meeting reportedly occurred. This signifies China's diplomatic efforts in the region.
The Democratic Party is divided on its midterm election strategy, focusing on the economy or an anti-Trump message. While some prioritize economic issues, others react to President Trump's recent actions and controversial social media posts. This internal debate highlights the party's struggle for a unified approach ahead of the elections.
Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te visited Eswatini in Africa on May 2nd. The visit was initially postponed from April 22nd after China's pressure reportedly caused neighboring African countries to revoke flight permits. The presidential office announced the visit only upon his arrival, likely to avoid further Chinese interference.
On the 80th anniversary of the Tokyo trials, China's foreign ministry stated that recalling the trials holds even greater realistic significance. This is due to the formation of a new militarism in Japan, which China claims is causing calamity and deviating from post-war pacifism.
Ukraine's President Zelensky stated in a video address on May 2nd that somewhat peculiar movements were observed on the Belarusian side of the border. He expressed concern about Belarus's potential involvement in Russian attacks, issuing a warning. This indicates ongoing vigilance regarding Russia's allies.
Ukrainian soldiers are on the front lines, intercepting Shahed attack drones, one of Russia's most powerful weapons. These Iranian-made drones pose a significant threat. Teams of Ukrainian pilots are dedicated to shooting down these drones, using their own interceptor drones in a continuous effort to defend against aerial assaults.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Actress Megumi's produced film, Fujiko, won 2 top awards at the 28th Udine Far East Film Festival in Italy. It received the Golden Mulberry Award and the Black Dragon Special Audience Award. This is a first for a Japanese film. Megumi expressed her surprise and joy, stating, "I never thought a day like this would come."
The 4-member group, AYESYU Group, announced that all 45 of their songs will be available on subscription services. This includes all tracks released from their debut until now. The music will be accessible starting May 11th. The announcement was made during their concert tour on May 3rd, delighting fans.
Actor Takuya Kimura announced on May 3rd that he is moving to a new private music label. The label, called C&C Stage, was newly established within Avex Music Creative Inc. Kimura commented, "I want to create a place where everyone can enjoy together." He also confirmed that he is currently working on new music.
Actress Junko Igarashi, wife of actor Masatoshi Nakamura, passed away suddenly on April 28th at age 73. Her death from an acute illness was announced on May 2nd. Her third daughter, model Risa Nakamura, posted on social media, expressing her grief. She stated she is still processing the loss and feels her mother's great presence.
Nippon TV announcer Noa Iwamoto, 34, announced on Instagram on May 2nd that she gave birth while on leave. She has been on a leave of absence since 2023. This marks her first Instagram update in 2.5 years, confirming her return to work and sharing her happy news with followers.
A Netflix drama, You'll Fall Into Hell, depicts fortune teller Kazuko Hosoki's life. It uses 2 books with directly conflicting information, Hosoki's autobiography and a critical biography. These sources offer opposing accounts of her life and relationships. The drama must navigate how to portray Hosoki's true self, especially since both the series and her book acknowledge containing fictional elements.
A new system started in April simplifies using copyrighted works when owners cannot be contacted. Users can now pay compensation and use these works for up to 3 years without direct permission. This aims to encourage the use of dormant online content and ensure creators receive payment. The Agency for Cultural Affairs approves applications after contact attempts fail.
Comedian Yuki Himura announced a temporary rest due to ill health on April 28th. Before this, during a TV show filming, Himura was seen crying after a sauna. Social media users expressed concern, interpreting his emotional reaction as a sign of a heavy workload. This fueled worries about his health and demanding schedule, leading to his recent hiatus.
The Academy Awards announced new rules for 2027 regarding AI use in films. For acting categories, only roles performed by a human with their consent will be eligible. Screenplays must be written by a human. This decision addresses ongoing debates about AI's impact on the film industry, clarifying that key creative roles must remain human-driven.
Shogi player Shinichiro Hattori 7 Dan achieved a major comeback victory against Yoshiharu Habu 9 Dan on May 1st. This win earns Hattori the right to challenge Sota Fuji Kisei, who currently holds 6 titles. This marks Hattori's first ever title challenge. Habu 9 Dan expressed regret over missing a checkmate opportunity in the final stages.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。